Once again, welcome to Playcon. We are getting ready for our next competition right here on the main stage. So if you're listening to this announcement and you're out on the expo floor, make your way towards the main stage because we are about to get the Rocket League National Qualifier happening. What's going to happen is this. It's a best of 5, first to 3. We've got 2 competing teams. We've got Eversio going up against Berserk. The winning team will get to represent Malta in the FIFA E-World Cup in Riyadh after having, of course, gone through the European qualifiers. So there's a lot at stake on this stage over the next few minutes. This is a competition organized by the Malta Football Association. There's a prize pool of €500 for what you are about to see. But before I pass it on to our Kasra, I'd just like to give a quick shout out on behalf of Playcon to all those that make this possible. Thank you, Gaming Malta. Thank you to the Ministry for the Economy, Enterprise and Strategic Projects. Thank you, Edu at Playcon, Arca Fort, Epic, Planet Play, Vibe FM, and of course, our organizers, GMR. Cynical is our caster for this final. He is ready to talk us through all that's going to be going on in the world of Rocket League on this main stage. It's over to you.
Welcome, Playcon 2025. Today, we have the national qualifiers for the Malta Football Association. The team that's going to present our Malta, our pride and joy. We have Berserk against Eversio. Playcon is always making history, and it didn't disappoint this year as well. We have 2 good teams. Basically, who's going to win is going to head to national qualifiers, and then they will go through a lot of games to try to represent Malta on the big stage. We are in the first game already, and we can see Eversio already applying the pressure. I don't know which one is gonna take the trophy. He's debuting in the grand finals of the Rocket League tournament. Eversio scores, and Javen with a great pass by Vella. And we are already off to a flying start. No pun intended by Vella there. Amazing goal by Javen to get Eversio up in the lead. We can see Chubbs here is going for the lovely kickoff. Eversio with the win on the kickoff, but greatly saved by Reveal. Tuma is back for defensive duties. Jafen trying to go up on the midsection of the pitch. You can see a lot of pressure applied by Berserk. Vella with a demo, but then recovers well for the save. You can see that both teams are applying pressure here. No one wants to be losing the first opening game of this national qualifier. Of course, they will be the Playcon 2025 champions as well, with a lovely prize pool accompanied by that. We can see Swifty Lion applying the pressure, but Jafen, we all know Jafen, the MVP of last year. He's back, and he wants to defend his reigning title on this big stage here. We can see big pressure applied by Berserk. They want to tie this match up as soon as possible because the first game, as I said, you want to be winning these to take control of the best of 5. So who wins 3 first wins. But all over the pitch, it looks really balanced right now. But these aerial plays are the most crucial ones. We can see people trying to go for flip resets, as we can see Vella here passes it to Jafen off the double tap, but unfortunately no one could tap it in there. But Berserk are under a lot of pressure here. They need to try to make a big play offensively. Swifty Lion helping out, and the big save by Chubbs. You see Jafen going back up on the wall. Vella is opening up the pitch for him, but they don't have to pressure that much. They already have the lead, but doubling the lead is never a bad idea. And we all know that Eversio understand that, and Tuma almost taps us in for Eversio for 2-0. We have 2 minutes on the clock here. First game of the Playcon national qualifiers. You can see Jafin going up for the aerial. Tuma passes it, but finds no one, and they need to rotate back quickly because Berserk are going back for another offensive play. Swifty Lion, blocked by Jafin. Tuma up on the wall, goes for the double tap, misses it, but Jafin with an open net, and 2-0 for Project Eversio against Berserk in this game 1 of the national qualifiers for the Malta Football Association. You can see Jafin, he needs to be more cautious when those open net comes, and he's going to be scoring a lot from how the game is going. Chubbs rotating back, trying to defend Tuma. The bump, and Vella, with the help of Tuma, triples the lead here, 3-0. We can see that Berserk are under a lot of pressure. Shout out to the goal explosion as well, the ka-chow. Lovely. You can see they just need to defend the lead, play it simple, secure game 1. And Jafin wants the 4th goal as well, but Tuma couldn't tap it in. Vella with more pressure. Vella with the 4th goal. And ka-chow happens again. And we can see that this game is going to be packed, but Berserk need to regroup after the first game and see what they're doing wrong. And apart from that, they just need to log back in, and one game never wins a tie. We all know about that from every type of sport, including esports. You can see Swifty Lion trying to apply some pressure, but the passing plays of Eversio is getting too much for Berserk, but what a save by Dunked. And Jafin tries again, but couldn't manage to tap it in there. You see Tuma. Tuma is lurking around and trying to find the open spaces, but he's winning all the aerials. He probably has like a 99% win ratio right now. We can see him trying to set up his teammates. And Vella stayed back here while Jafin tries to tap it in. And Jafin with another shot, but Dunked with another save. Vella up on the wall. More pressure applied by Eversio. But Tuma tries to find his teammate. He finds him now. Flip reset. Sets it up for Tuma, but unfortunately intercepted by Dunked. Can Dunked get on the end of that? But Tuma carefully defends. He got demoed, so now they have a 1-car advantage. Can Berserk at least get a consolation goal here? Or Eversio maybe try to kill this game with a 5-0, and that will be a big statement from Project Eversio. You see Vella tried it again, but this game looks like it's gonna end at 4-0. Will Berserk get a consolation goal here? Chubbs chasing on Tuma, and Eversio with the first game win. That's a statement for the whole world right there. Eversio are coming for this tie. We can see the 3 competitors there. Berserk need to regroup, find what they're lacking. They're not playing that bad, but they have these small gaps that they need to fill in quickly, because a best of 5 is not a long tie. And you need to remember that when you're competing on this stage, because you need to be very careful. We can see some highlights right here. You can see Vella misses the shot, but it ultimately got for a setup for Jafin. Jafin passes it to Tuma, and Jafin with an open net for 2-0. You can see Chubbs tried to defend this goal here, but he got bumped off the wall, and Vella taps it in. So they need to be careful of demolitions, bumps, and they also have a bit of a gap in their gameplay. But we can see that they're playing really well. So honestly, guys, I think this tie is going to be amazing. I don't think it's going to be a clean sweep from what we've seen on the first game, Both teams need to get their foothold in the situation, and we're off for game 2 of the Playcon 2025 Grand Finals. We can see Vela already on the offensive front. Berserk need to manage to counteract all this offense. But as we heard it before, the best offense is more offense. So they need to get better at their offense, and I think they can apply some pressure here to Project Eversio. We can see Tuma up on the back wall, and the back ball read happens perfectly for Tuma, and a lovely setup by Jafin as well. And we're off game 2, 1-0 to Project Eversio, and this time helped by Tuma. And we can see a fake off the kickoff. Vela passes it to Jafin. Jafin off the back wall and hits the crossbar, and Vela couldn't tap it in. Can Berserk use this in their advantage? Swifty Lion passes it to Dunked. Jafin couldn't read it. Chubbs bumps Jafin, but Vela took control of the situation. Jafin passes it to the middle. Tuma tries the back ball read, misses it. Jafin tries to set it up again. Swifty Lion intercepts. Chubbs off the back wall. No one is there to follow it up, but Swifty Lion tries to set it up to Dunked. Vela with the amazing read, and Jafin tries the shot. Swifty Lion couldn't, and Jafin was 100% in that situation, and he capitalized on Swifty Lion's mistake to make it 2-0 on the second game of the Grand Finals. We can see Berserk haven't regrouped as well as they hoped they would, but they couldn't give up in this situation. Obviously, the underdogs always have that underdog fight in them, and Berserk are no less. You can see off the back wall, Dunked couldn't get the read first. Swifty Lion tries the flip reset, tries to hit it, and Swifty Lion gets Berserk back in the game. Big solo play by Swifty Lion with the flip reset, defies gravity and taps it in for Berserk. This hopefully inspired Berserk to get the second goal here and not go down without a fight, as they shown us, especially Swifty Lion with that amazing solo play. You can see Tuma setting it up to Jafin. Tuma again. Vela with the shot, hits the crossbar. Tuma messes up the tap in, but he says, up for next time. Dunked, goes for it. Tries to find a teammate, but only finds Vela. Vela tries to take hold of the situation. Swifty Lion with the pressure. Jafin off the back wall by Vela, but he couldn't find Tuma in the middle. You can see a lot of areas. Double commit leads to Jafin with the third goal. Hopefully to get a big position here on the second game of the Playcon 2025 Grand Finals. This is a statement to the rest of the world that Eversio are coming, and they're here to compete and not to consolate. Jafin up, tries to find Vela, but goes alone, and that's the fourth goal on this Game 2 Playcon 2025 Grand Finals of Rocket League. Very unfortunate there. They need to get a hold of their communication, because we're seeing a lot of double commits, and apart from that, we can see that they're trying. That's not the problem here, but Eversio's pressure is getting overwhelming for Berserk. See Dunked trying to find his teammate, but two cars are there to intercept, and another goal by Jafin. 5-1, and this game is looking like a sweep, but that shouldn't be a reason to quit for Berserk. They are the underdogs. They need to regroup in game 3 and hopefully get this tie back in order for them. You can see Dunked winning the kickoff, but Vela sets it up to Jafin. Jafin off the back wall. Dunked cautiously clears it. Vella up, trying to win the aerial, but gets bumped in the middle. He tries to bomb the keeper. Tuma sets it up to Jafin. Jafin off the back wall, dunked. Cleared perfectly, but only as far as Vella. Vella goes up, tries the flip reset. Will he hit it? A setup for his teammate Tuma. And that's another goal for Tuma on the board with a lovely pass from Vella. And not only he passed, he went for bumps as well. And he nearly saved his own teammate's shot. But thankfully he didn't. And 6-1 here. We're getting close to a Brazil in this Playcon 2025 final. I don't know, I wasn't expecting that, but you see Berserk are still going at it, trying to get some consolation goals here. You can see Vella taps it in, and 7-1 happened. And this game is looking like it's going to be for Eversio's side. They need to regroup at this point because they have a lot of communication errors, a lot of double commits, and they're always falling for the trick of Eversio setting them up from the kickoff. But Swifty Lion was very cautious there and nearly got another consolation goal. They need to be careful because off the kickoff, Eversio are luring them in. Vella tries to take a shot at their own net, and Jafin said, I'm having none of that. Tuma sets it up to Jafin. Jafin off the back wall. Doesn't hit it, leaves it to Tuma. And Vella goes up, tries to set it up to Jafin, but cleared well by Chubbs. You can see Jafin going up. Tuma tries to flip reset, tries to set up his teammate Vella with a 50-50. He loses it, but only as far as Jafin. Jafin and Vella trying to link up. Tuma misses that aerial. Now we have a counter attack, but they hit the crossbar. And now it's another counter attack for Eversio. Doc needs to take hold of this ball here. Tries to set it up to his teammate. Wins that aerial. Only as far as Vella. Vella tries to take the dribble. Flicks it. Jafin tries to score, but Tuma just flies away and managed to get this game to 8-1 on the last second. And this is looking like a clean sweep from Project Eversio's side, from what we can see. Last second, and Eversio with the second game win, 2-0 for Project Eversio. Berserk need to show a lot of character to get back in this series because it's 2-0, and if Eversio win the next game, they are the Playcon 2025 champions. Just a reminder, they are the reigning champions right now for Playcon 2024. They won it against Valid Unit on the last game. Let's see some of the highlights. Swifty Lion with the solo play, but that was the only consolation goal because Jafin got a number of goals. They always try to find each other, and that's the difference that is winning the series right now. Jafin is always applying pressure, but when Jafin tries to apply that pressure, Vella or Tuma are there to wait for the mistake by Berserk, as you can see there, and that's what's setting them apart in this tie. And you can see a lot of shots happening all the time, and that's how the game was 8-1. You can see the passion in their face as they try to get this clean sweep on the big stage and setting an example and what the national choirs require of you. And yeah, we can see Eversio are playing as a team with their manager there, Zelion. Shout out to you. He's leading them well. And that trophy in the middle right there, it's definitely looking like it's going to be Eversio's. But Berserk, if they have a response, they could obviously make it. They're regrouping, as we can see here. regrouping, locking back in, and hopefully we can see a big performance by Berserk on this third game of the Playcon 2025, 5th edition. And we can see here that we are in game 3. Obviously, Eversio only need one more game to win, and for Berserk to win the series, they need to win 3 of the last 3 remaining games. You can see Swifty Lion here to make a point. Kuma with the save. Tries to take control of the ball, but dunked, takes a shot, and a big save by Vella. Chubbs is roaming around, trying to capitalize. Swifty Lion rotating back. Jafin sets it up to Tuma. Tuma off the back wall. Vella tries to set it up to Jafin, but Jafin was back, regrouping with some boost. Swifty Lion with the shot, and Jafin was there cautiously. Berserk trying to defend, faked by Tuma. Tuma off the back wall. And Chubbs couldn't clear it, and they find Jafin for the first goal of game 3. And as we can see here, Jafin was lurking around, wasn't making too much noise, but taps it in when it mattered the most. Let's see if they try the tactic again. I think since I kind of revealed the tactic from what I analyzed, they went for another kickoff tactic, and Jafin scores another goal. And it's looking too casual for Jafin. And it's really unfortunate for the whole team at Berserk, because they're not noticing where Jafin is, and Jafin is a really crucial player to keep an eye on. And they need to be very careful here. And see Vella sets it up to Jafin. Another kickoff tactic by Eversio. And Jafin taps it in again. And 3 shots, 3 goals by Jafin as it stands. And a lovely ground pinch. And it's enough to beat Swifty Lion off the wall of the defense. And we can see another kickoff. The kickoffs are crucial because if you manage to win them, you can get a really good opportunity to score. And you can see Vella scores again, and Tuma with the assist. And Tuma and Vella really linking up the play well in the middle of the pitch. And let's say Tuma takes a shot and then he misses and Berserk save it, you'll find Jafin roaming around. That's what they're doing. A big fake by Project Eversio. Tuma tries to set it up, but only as far as dunked. Dunked tries the aerial. Chubbs tries the shot as well, but finds Jafin. Jafin finds Vella. And as you can see, Tuma's going for the back wall all the time. And it's working for Project Eversio because they're currently 4-0 up. So unless Berserk turn this around, they need to turn this around quickly because time is running out and it's a 5-0 current standing for Project Eversio, and it's looking like the trophy is going home to Project Eversio. Unless Berserk pull out a miracle here. We can see that these kickoffs are being really crucial. Analyze it, because you can see they win the kickoff and it immediately puts Berserk on the back foot and Vella taps it in there again. So basically, kickoffs wins you games. It's a phrase in Rocket League that we heard it multiple times, and it really screwed up Berserk in that context because they are trying to pull up and put more offense on Eversio, but it's not happening. Like there, Chubbs hits the crossbar and the side post at the same time, but really unfortunate for Berserk not to get a consolation goal. Chubbs passes it, but only as far as Swifty. Swifty tries to flip reset, tries to tap it in, and Chubbs with a consolation goal. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe they found out something that we didn't find out yet. And the whiff was crucial by Tuma, but Eversio are locking back in, and with a 5-goal lead, the highest possibility is that Eversio are gonna win this. 7-1 to Project Eversio on this game 3. May I remind you that this is the final game if Eversio wins. And it's looking like it's going to be a clean sweep, unfortunately. I really wanted to see a close game, just as you guys, because I know you guys like the high stakes, high reward situations, as we had last year, for example. But Eversio showed throughout this year that they only improved, and now they're going for the qualifiers on the big stage. So you can see Berserk still trying to get more consolation goals. Obviously, no one likes to get embarrassed, and they're trying their best. And we can all see that, but Eversio are showing a bit more class and more chemistry from what we can see there. Always passing, always trying to find anything that they can leech off of to get another goal. That's basically every situation that Eversio are finding themselves in. Vela sets it up, but no one is there to tap it in. And I think Eversio understand that all they need to do is run down the clock and finally lift that trophy and head on for the World Cup qualifiers. And that is not an understatement. The winner of this is going to be representing Malta. All our pride and joy. So we always got to root for our local teams, of course. We're always in favor of that. And Playcon is a really good opportunity for that. And from what we can see here, Eversio are still on the offensive side of things. Vela tries to set it up for Jafin. Jafin tries to pass it back to Vela. Tries to find Tuma. Jafin with the bomb, but it was very unfortunate. Jafin with the demo. Tuma does his defensive work exceptionally well. Vela tries to get a shot off, and we can see Tuma off the back wall, but really unfortunate, cleared away by Dunk. Dunk goes for the shot and catches Eversio lacking for another consolation goal. May I remind you, 40 seconds left. It's kind of impossible for 5 goals in 40 seconds, but hey, who knows? Anything can happen. It's Playcon. But obviously, Eversio are the high favorites here to win this match and obviously win the whole series. Chubbs is passing it back to Dunk, but unfortunately he couldn't find him. Tuma trying to set it up off the back wall, and a solo play by Tuma to get it 8-2. And this is surely a clean sweep by Project Eversio. Obviously, we can't take any credit away from Berserk. They put up a good fight, but it was really unfortunate for them not to capitalizing on this grand final opportunity. Jafin is probably the MVP this year as well, but we can't take any credit away from Tuma and also Vela here. You can see big bumps, and they're working as a team, so no one is going to take credit away from the other. And Dunk got another consolation goal, which made it 8-3 with 4 seconds left. Interesting. But obviously this is looking like an Eversio win. We need to give a huge shout out to Berserk. They're a debutant in this Rocket League scene. We haven't seen them in Playcon before. And this is a sign that more teams are applying, more teams are getting the opportunity for the big stage. And you can see Swifty Lion passes it to Dunk, tries to find Chubbs. Chubbs doesn't win the aerial, fell off the back wall, and it is Eversio who clean sweep Berserk for the Playcon 2025 Rocket League Grand Final. And now the trophy on the main stage is theirs, and in a few moments they will lift it, and also they qualified for the national qualifiers. Thank you for obviously being with us. We're shortly going to the main stage to see Eversio winning and lifting up that glorious trophy in the middle. And that was a GG well played all around. And I will leave it to the main stage for the trophy lift.
Here we go, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Let's make some noise for Eversio! Of course, massive respect to our runners-up Berserk as well. Let's make some noise for them as well. Not only do they get this big trophy in front of me, but our winning team will be heading to the FIFA E-World Cup in Riyadh after having gone through the European qualifiers. But let's deal with it one step at a time. I'm going to be calling up on stage Kurt Bonnici, who is the esports projects manager from the Malta Football Association, who are, of course, the organizers and the people behind this tournament that we've just seen happen right here. We're going to welcome to the stage our winners, Eversio, getting ready to hand over the trophy and wish them the best of luck in the European qualifiers on their way to the FIFA E-World Cup. Are you ready for a big trophy lift? Are you ready for a big trophy lift? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go! Perfect, well done. This is Playcon. Thank you for joining us right here. Big shout out to all those that make Playcon possible. Big thanks to Gaming Malta. Big thanks to the Ministry for the Economy, Enterprise and Strategic Projects. Playcon is supported by Edu at Playcon, by Arcaport, by Epic, by Planet Play and by 5FM, the official radio partner for this event. This event is also organized by GMR, and we will be back on the stage. Coming super soon, we have CSL. Don't go away.